All right, and we are back live, Hip Hop 95, Atlanta's number one streaming hip hop station. We are back with your boys. Shout out to Twin, shout out to radio audience, shout out to Twitter audience, shout out to TikTok audience, shout out to YouTube audience. Shoot, wherever you can be an audience. Shout out to y'all boys for being that audience.
Skirt, skirt. Boom, 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 boom. Bah, bah. Welcome back. It's good to be back. You feel me? This is probably the longest Sunday streak we don't have since like February. The finals started, then the summer hit, and we've just been going whenever we can. But we've been here the past 3 Sundays. It's good to be back. Like we said, stop. Please subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're not watching on YouTube, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, then go to our YouTube and subscribe. Go to our Twitter and follow Instagram, follow TikTok, and follow.
Subscribe on YouTube, on Twitter too.
Yes, subscribe on Twitter too. Let us get paid, please. Yeah. But yeah, we are happy to be back. We got a lot to talk about, as always. The good thing about we used to, if y'all have been with us for a while, we used to sit in here and do 2.5 hour shows, 2 hour and 45 minute shows and shit. The good thing about shorting to like 1:15, 1:30 and shit is like topics just roll over. So like we got topics from 3 weeks ago we just now get into. But I wanted to start off, last week we forgot with the Hip Hop 50 to give a shout out to DJ Kool Herc, who is the guy that literally started hip hop in 78. And I meant to give a shout out to him and I totally forgot. So I wanted to give a shout out to him and a shout out to Lil Wayne and Nas for getting into the Billboard Hip Hop Hall of Fame 2 weeks ago. So shout out to both of them. Lil Wayne had 3 features this weekend, went crazy. And we'll get into music later. But first, I would just like to ask the audience, have you ever been blindsided?
Okay, no cap. So, have you tried to watch the movie since you found out?
No, I don't even know where the movie is.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Oh, it's gone?
It's on. No. Like it's on TNT for free. You can go online and watch it. I don't think I've ever been more mad within the first 5 minutes of a movie than watching that movie. What they did to Michael Oher is crazy. Like, watching that movie in hindsight, knowing he's just a regular guy, is wild. It's absolutely wild, bro. Like,
how did the movie start? I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Okay, so the movie start, like, dang, let me think about it. I think they had Shorty volleyball game or something. Okay. Oh, no. He walking around. They walking around this private school. Mm-hmm. They just walking around this private school. And the guy go up to the football coach, like his uncle or something, and he like telling him like, yeah, I'm trying to get my sons in here. His dad just passed, kind of like giving a backstory. And the guy get up and they look out and Michael Oher outside dunking and shit. Like, he like, yeah, that's my son right there, Lil whatever bro name is. And the guy get up, he's like, oh, that's Big Mike though. Like, oh yeah, that's Mike. Okay. Yo, they get to admissions hearing. They're like, yo, we don't even know how old bro is. He got a 0.1 GPA. I don't know if the teachers start cooking him. I don't know if he can read. He don't like he read. Like, then they get him into school. And he get worse. They get in the school, they give him a whole test. Like, you take that test in the beginning to see what you know. He don't answer no questions. He draw a boat on the back and just sit there. Just a regular. And you know what's so crazy? When I was in school and they was like, yo, this test, you're not gonna be graded on this. A lot of people just checked out. But for him, he R-word now. He's stupid. Like, she saw that and was like, oh yeah, he can't cut it. She didn't think, oh yeah, he a lazy kid. Like, in this mindset, it went from, oh yeah, he just lazy to, oh yeah, he can't read. I know he can't.
Oh my God.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out episode 46. That's the name of this episode. I was blindsided.
If you do not know, you've been living under a rock. The movie Blindside, the guy was named Michael Oher, who was a professional football player. I want to say 10, 13 years, something like that. Had a good career. And everything was a lie. Everybody just lied. So
I don't know if this was public schools, but like we used to watch that movie in school.
I've seen that movie a lot of times. Like I just haven't seen it in a minute. But
we used to watch that movie in school. Yo, they got him cleaning up. They got him eating popcorn from the volleyball game. He walk around the gymnasium picking popcorn buckets up.
Bro, his wardrobe was one big T-shirt.
Bro,
it was one big T-shirt in a football uniform. Bro, he had one shirt.
They was like, let's go shopping. He bought 4 shirts. all the same polo shirts.
When they walked him in the crib, he said, "I never had one before." He said, "What?" They said, "A bed." He said, "They said you want your own room?" He said, "No, a bed." It's like,
what's so amazing to me is like the other side of this. If I'm Michael Oher watching this at the premiere when it dropped, listen, I don't know how he's made it this far, because I would have been spazzed with somebody. Like, what? They got bros looking around like they got him walking around like he radio, like he Forrest Gump for real. He looked like Forrest Gump in this movie, no cap. Like, people be asking. You know what? I'm so glad that you asked me how the movie started, because I was wrong. Because the movie do the little jump cut, like you started to back. It's when they interviewing him for the NCAA allegations. She said, "Do you know why you're here?" He just sitting there. I don't know. She said, "Well, you broke the rules." He's like, "Can I go?" Like, he just completely ignored her. Like he a 6-year-old. Like, it's so bad, bro.
They made him stupid. So,
shout out Leanne too.
So we say all that to say that
never mind.
He was not adopted. He was in the conservatory, which is not what it's called, but it's what I've been calling it. Yeah. He was in the
conservatorship.
He was in the thing Britney Spears was in.
Yeah.
But he didn't know. He just found that out a couple weeks ago, which is why the news has come out.
Right.
And I just want to say, what crazy people.
Bro.
How do you just be like, yo, we're going to take this big ass black kid off the street who are all-American football player, assign him to a conservatorship, and not tell him.
Send him to my alma mater.
Send him to my alma mater and take all his money and then do a movie about him that's all lies.
And then run it. And you know what's so crazy? Watch it from this point of view for real. It's hilarious how funny this movie is. Because when you really think about it, Shorty made this movie for her.
Bro.
And the first time she touched the screen, she cooking. She like, yo, I don't care what he want. I'm the celebrity designer for the house. This is what I want. I don't care what Jimmy Johnson want. I hang up the phone. Here comes Sandra Bullock walking in. We should have figured this out. I should have been figured this out.
We should have figured this out when Sandra Bullock was playing her. Like, it should have been like, what? How the fuck? Like,
why are you this important?
Why are you this important? How did you get a white savior movie? Yo, like, how did you get one?
Apparently, she did this more than once, too. You see that picture of her at the McDonald's? Bro, it was a picture of these two niggas in the McDonald's. Like, yeah, we was just at the McDonald's. And Shorty bought them food and was like, took a picture with them. They was like, oh, yeah, thanks. And she put it on her Instagram, like, these at-risk youth and all that. Like she just walk around with the white savior joint on her.
You know what I've heard nobody say about her? That bitch is crazy.
Yeah, no,
like it comes down to
she's crazy.
She's crazy.
Nah, she's
and
crazy.
I think that needs to be said.
That's
Everybody wants to go deep into like the white mind and what could be and why. Yeah, she's crazy.
She's crazy.
She's fucking
They was
insane.
on private jets. They was on private jets after that movie. They was flying private.
Bro, they was already rich and they my nigga. They took the money from the movie they lied about a kid they didn't adopt and gave all the money to their biological children.
Yeah, that's amazing.
How crazy is that?
Listen, the game they played, it's just we don't play a game like that.
Bro, like
because even from every angle, you talking about giving this to your kids, this was hidden. I'm sure they was talking about their college buddies, like, oh yeah, I got one for you too. I got one for you too. Yeah. We in the SEC, I got you. They're like, yeah, we running this up. I'm gonna send them your way next. What? Number one tackle in the country. I got you.
What are you talking about?
Who go to Tennessee? He the last hooper to go to Tennessee.
Oh my God. And
shout out
the crazy
T.
thing is, movie made 300 M's. They got $225,000 a piece. It's like, you got scammed.
I ain't gonna lie, you got ripped off.
You got ripped off, dog.
You got $200K for that movie?
$200K. He didn't get anything.
Wow.
Michael Oher hasn't made one penny from that movie.
That's hard.
They took all the money because he was in the conservatory.
So I'm gonna amend what you said. I don't think Shorty crazy. Shorty gangster. That's some gangster. Like, yo, I've been watching The Wire, I've been watching The Sopranos. Like, they just tell you what it is. That's what it is for real. Yo, we finna drop this movie. You're not getting none. What you mean? It's about you, but not about you. Top of the poster, based on the true story, though. I was making the clip for the little poster for today. I looked up the Blind Side poster. Top of the story, big bold words, based on the true story. I wonder whose story it is.
Do you know how crazy that is, bro? Do you know how crazy it is?
say, yo, we gonna do this. Y'all not getting none for real. You own 8 Wendy's. He can't get none of this. Like,
it was like, yo, put based on a true story on the top of the poster.
Yo, they did. You know how scary movies be like, based on a true story. This is the other side of that.
Bro, why did you do that, bro? Like, for real, bro.
It's so crazy, bro.
What was the point in that? What was the point in that, dog?
Michael Oher, listen, better man than me. So they got his NFL money too?
Nah, the NFL money he got, but they got a piece of it because
Okay.
of the conservative shit. You get a piece of that money.
Yeah.
So like he's been getting robbed.
That's
He's
crazy.
been getting robbed by these white people.
Man.
That's crazy, dog. She took all his money from that movie, bro. She used his likeness, lied about it, and then took what's 225,000 times 4, whatever that is, close to $1 million.
Yeah.
From the money about the movie about him. Like that's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is kind of gangster though. I mean,
No, that's hard body.
Not to be on the white woman's side or nothing, but like that's some G shit, bro.
No, that's some weebay shit right there.
Like,
that's some Franklin.
Because she's
shit.
rich.
Yeah, like I didn't even need that. I didn't even need that off you.
I didn't have to do this.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take that off you just so you know. I need that too. You need mine too.
I'm doing this for fun.
Yeah, like-
you know how niggas get rich and they wives start businesses.
Yeah.
She started robbing niggas. She was like, let me just see how big I can take this shit, bro. What the fuck?
You know,
she said,
I let you keep it. It's the principle for real though.
you know how people be like, if you wrote it your life story, who would play you?
Yeah.
She figured that shit out, and she was like, you know what?
Yo, she was.
I want Sandra Bullock to play me. It was on her vision board. Sandra Bullock. She was like, I'm gonna get this shit
It's
done.
so funny watching that. Watch that. Listen, I swear. Listen, anybody listening to this, watch that movie from that family's point of view, and it's the funniest movie you'll ever see in your life. Ever seen? Like I was in there cackling, bro. Like the volleyball game end, and you know the movie. You know they had some input on like how these characters.
For sure.
The little SJ nigga come running out. He started running away. I'm like, where he going? All you hear is mom in the background. Don't go running in the ladies' locker room again. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. He's 9. He's not doing that. Why'd y'all put that in there? It's like they was typing the script like, oh yeah, listen to my shit.
SJ was a silly child. What, bro?
Like, what else y'all want? Oh, yeah, all right, bet, yeah.
Bro, he's not even paying attention to the game at 9, bro. Bro, you are not watching no volleyball game at 9 years old. Be for real, bro.
It's crazy.
Oh my god.
I knew that movie was full of it when they cut to the volleyball game at night and it was people there. I ain't never been to a high school volleyball game after 6 o'clock, and it was anybody other than parents. They had kids in the game, like it's regular students walking around. Like, come on, let's be for real.
All right, so I gotta tell it's something. Y'all close your ears. This is not for the audience.
Nah, I know.
If anybody that knows me sees this, you'll know what I'm talking about. But everybody else,
That's so funny.
Keep that between.
That's funny. But yeah, man, I was blindsided, man. That was one of my favorite movies too. No cap.
That is, you have told me that before, which is really funny. But I just wanted to touch on that, bro, and give prayers to Michael Oher because that's crazy.
I'm gonna pray for your peace, Michael.
Bro, I'm gonna pray for your peace. But yo, do what everybody else
like
do.
me. I'm about to crash out.
I'm about to crash out. But now you don't crash out because he made $35 million in his career. And he was playing in Carolina and Baltimore, so the taxes wasn't miserable. So he's up.
I make $35 million. I could spend $1 million to go get somebody for you. I got you. I
got you.
I'd have crashed out for.
Okay, I feel you. Nobody would have known, but I would have crashed out for shit.
Yeah, no. She thinks she gets. I'll show her.
Okay. All right, so next, just some more fun news. Madden 24 came out. I just wanted to ask. We play Madden. That's our shit. Obviously, we talk about football every day, so we play Madden.
And listen, if you think you nice at Madden, add me. Cross plays here. There's nowhere for you boys to hide. Y'all can add me at Ish from. Nothing ATL. We was 2-0 yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Handing out spankings.
Just put it in the comments. Any comments, Twitter comments, let us know. We'll run it. We'll run it. I'm not gonna give you my my gamer tag right now, but y'all at me. If y'all want to play, let us know. But what have you thought? Have you played too much?
I played a lot of. I played Mutt. At the start of the year to kind of get in shape. But it's been pretty cool so far. I like it feels like Madden 23.5, like they just took a step forward with a bunch of stuff. And that's really all I ask for real. Yeah. Like, I'm not a big make a bunch of changes every year because that's how you get bad games. Yes. But I play Superstar mode for maybe 18 hours so far.
Yo, that Superstar mode is gas.
Yeah, it's like I ran the 40-yard dash for an hour.
Bro, you texted me that and I started crying laughing. I was like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
And I did it,
bro.
35 minutes.
Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, in third place, not enough, bro. Like,
I gave up. I was over that shit. I was like, you know what? Fuck y'all.
Listen, that extra 25 minutes you'd have locked in for real. You had to get your second win, bro. I went outside, smoked on, came back. Oh yeah, there we go.
But yeah, I really only play online. Like I only play online this year. I'm gonna start playing my friends because I'm getting tired of playing online. It's kind of repetitive. Like online get kind of easy after a while, but because most people you play online end up running the same 4 or 5 plays, and like you're not gonna do that against me. But the gameplay is very good. I will say that is. Madden 23.5 is like a perfect example. Like the passing that they implemented last year is a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit more on target. You can throw a few like some passes you can throw are like, wow, Madden. Like, wow.
I don't know if you're listening, but that back shoulder one I threw to AJ
That
Brown.
back shoulder pass is crazy, bro. Like that back shoulder pass is crazy. You can throw corner routes very well.
Oh, yeah.
And I like how the defense is still very good, but they nerfed it a little bit to the speed. Like you could turn your hips like you didn't have hips basically. Like so that was the issue. If you running one way now and a receiver's coming across you, not catching up with him and picking that. Like you're not no more.
Oh yeah, so, I did. He was
stuff like that.
I do like 4 clear out routes for stuff.
Yeah.
I do 4 clear to the same side of the field.
Yeah, like you did. And it's like that's why. Like you can't react to certain shit no more. And that's what I'm trying to get used to. It's like I'm so used to them being picks that I don't want to throw them now, but they not no more. But shout out to Madden. We can actually get into some real football.
Yes.
Actually, real quick, we only got one basketball topic. James Harden, real quick.
Oh yeah, James Harden.
That was hilarious.
Okay, yeah, Snacks Harden.
That was hilarious.
I ain't gonna lie, James Harden.
Daryl Morey, you're a liar.
It's so funny how deep he thought about this because Daryl Morey in China is like Elon Musk in America.
Yes.
Like niggas hate Daryl Morey in China. So I'm sure Harden was walking. Like, keep in mind, for context for the listeners, he's just at some camp. Like, there's kids everywhere. Like, everybody having a good time, everybody vibing. He's like, oh yeah, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna tell the entire Chinese world I hate Daryl Morey and he a liar. Like, come on, Harden. What you mean he lying? You lying? You thought you was like James Harden. You think you're a max player still, bro?
Be honest, bro.
Still, bro.
Be honest, bro. But
still, bro.
But look, bro. Don't look at it from how good he is.
Yeah.
If somebody guarantee you $60 million,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Somebody guarantee you $60 million.
Yeah.
What you gonna want, bro?
That's a fact.
What you gonna want?
Yeah, I'm gonna need my $60 million.
Come on now.
I'm gonna need my $60 million.
You say, hey, you take this little deal right here. We cut your salary in half for this year. We try to win the championship. We don't get it no matter what. I'm giving you the max.
Yeah.
And you looking at your check like, oh, that's $55 million, $57 million, $60 million.
Yeah.
Bet. And then you don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it. Yeah. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. $60 million is a lot of money.
That's a ridiculous amount of money.
$6 million, a lot of money.
For 1 year. That's 1 year, bro. That's not including the other 3 years that was going to be in the contract.
Nah, that's a fact. You know what? I kind of feel bad for Harden, but I just can't. I just can't. You just quit on so many people along the way. It's time you got yours.
I agree.
Yeah, it's time you got yours.
I agree. Bro. That's why I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for him.
And
like,
because
at all.
It's nowhere to go. Like, it's really over for you.
I really stay right there.
Okay.
Let me get 2 points off because that's where I was going with this.
Right.
One, it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
That he said, and I repeat.
Oh, yeah, and I repeat.
It was like, just in case y'all thought I was bullshitting about this.
I'm locked in.
No, I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Secondly, the second report, when he's in the middle of a field.
Bro,
like,
he's there.
He's just there.
Yo, anybody with a mic.
He's just there with one guy. Yeah. Like, he was like,
yo, you got a camera?
You got a camera on the phone? Like, ask me this question real quick.
Yo, come here.
But, yes, that is the point I wanted to hit, bro. Where what are your options?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are at this point? You're not the upper echelon.
No.
I don't got to name them guys. You're not them. Nope. You know who you are. You know who they are. Top 10, 15 players. You're not that anymore. Nope. You are a really good point guard. But you're not worth this headache anymore.
Right.
You're not. You were James Harden Houston was worth this headache.
Right.
After you left Houston, how you left Houston, then how you left Brooklyn, and now how you're doing Philly, and your lack of performance in the playoffs, why does anybody want to deal with you?
That's why I can't feel bad for you.
You just called your general manager a liar in a country that hates him.
And technically, the worst part is he technically can't be a liar because he refused to tell you anything because that's against the rules of the CBA, James Harden. He can't say that I lied to you because that's against the rules because y'all can't negotiate.
Now they're getting investigated.
Yeah, because they can't. And last year, they literally just gave up a pick for doing the same stuff. It's crazy, but I agree with you. Like, especially on this show, we've talked about a bunch of contracts, and we always say overpaid, underpaid, no matter what, you are worth what people are willing to pay you.
Come on now.
Nobody's willing to pay you that money, James Harden. No. You were a free agent. You were a free agent. You had time to talk to anybody you wanted this summer. Houston didn't want you. LA can't afford you. There's no other team that wants to bring you in. That's why you're back at a discount in Philly causing this tantrum now. Just no one's going to pay you that, James. And
so now you're trying to force your way to the Clippers.
But this is what's going to happen. And James, I really want you to, hear me out for real. You just got to be the first nigga to go to China. Yo, hear me out for real. Hear me out for real. You got a giant fan base out there. Mike went to the Wizards. You could go to China, bro. Messi just went to America and won a title. Changed the whole sport in America. You could be the biggest Chinese basketball player.
Mike went to the Wizards, bro. What the fuck?
You could be the biggest Chinese basketball player ever, bro. And the thing is, they not gonna know you ass. That's the real thing, right? They not gonna know you mid. You could get 4 years, $200 million out of some team in China, and still score 30 and 15. They be like, oh, yeah, he's still in his prime. Whatever contract you sign this year in NBA, I guarantee it's your last one, and it ain't gonna be 200 M's. Listen, you like China. I know any rappers there. I don't know what you're gonna do with your personal life out there, but business wise, I would say take it overseas, bro. No cap. Take it across the river.
Okay. So I will say, seriously though, on some real shit, to the NBA, like this is directed towards the NBA. You can't let James Harden win this.
Oh yeah, no, he's not.
He cannot win this battle.
Yeah, no.
He has to sign the contract Philly offered, or he has to get traded to Charlotte, or wherever else sucks, or Chicago or something. Somewhere he can't go. He cannot force his way to the Clippers because if you let him force his way to the Clippers, this is only going to escalate. Yeah. The KD thing happened. The KD thing I'll let go a little bit because that was a lot to do with the management of the Nets, more so than anything else. But what James Harden has done to the Rockets, done to the Nets, if you continue to let him get away with this, you are setting a standard that if you don't get what you want, you can throw a temper tantrum until you do. Yeah. Bruh, like if you got to make him sit out, that's what you got to do. Your bankroll not relying on
Hey, Daryl, did you see what Daryl Morey said? They said Daryl Morey was unmoved.
Oh, yes, I did see that.
That's my type of GM.
Exactly.
I've been like, so?
So what?
So what?
Like,
oh, you don't like me. So what?
Either don't play and don't coop this $30 million, or play.
Bro, like you mad at me for $60 million, you finna throw 30 away right now.
You finna throw 30 away right now. James, you've made $700 million. Bro, you're okay.
And the thing is, this is why it's so frustrating with Harden. It's like, what else do you want, bro? You played with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, in the finals, in their prime. You sold. Arguably cost him a championship. Don't want to get into it, 2012. From that moment, you have played with like 15 Hall of Famers. He played with Dwight back when Dwight still had part of his back. He played with Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving at the same time. Now you're playing with the reigning MVP. Whatever we think about MVP and Joel Embiid, he's literally the reigning MVP.
Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey.
Bro. And you're
You
going
have
to
a
quit.
very good team.
Like, bro, and where you going to go? You going to go to Los Angeles? Kawhi can't play 15 games in a row. You going to fly out to LA, huh? For what? And then what's going to happen with Westbrook?
His motion in LA. Forgot that.
That's a
you
fact.
forgot that point. His motion out there too.
I ain't gonna lie, they probably having so much fun in LA.
Like LeBron James, Paul George, and Anthony Davis NBA lifestyle is not the same as everybody else's.
that life Tyrese Halliburton living in Indiana,
Bro, it's not the same life that they living out there. You think Bones Highland forced his way out of Denver because of playing?
That makes so much sense now.
Be for real.
Technically, still got a ring.
Come on now.
Hey.
Following our NBA career path.
Oh God, we need to drop like a PDF. Get drafted, chase a bag.
Chase a bag, find a ring, get another bag, retire.
Literally.
But
and if it's the NFL, don't play running back. No matter what you do, don't play running back.
That's hilarious. But
now I see why Lamar was so mad. They was like, you should change positions. What?
Are you fucking crazy?
Are you kidding me?
Do you see the pay difference?
Yo.
I would rather be a backup quarterback than a running back.
Bro, I would 1,000,000% be that backup quarterback before I be a running back.
Crazy? But James Harden, shut up. That's how
a fact.
Shut up. But now we can get to our picks. We're not gonna pick the entire thing, so we can get a little bit more into the Twitter videos. But we'll run through the main games. I kind of have my record. I kind of looked at this before. I cheated a little bit and looked at the records before. I kind of know where I have them. But I wanted to talk about a few main games and let you look at the schedule and tell me where you think they'll fare. We'll start with the Detroit Lions. I am very high on Detroit this year. I will say, I looked at their schedule. Their schedule is, I would say, if 10 is as hard as it can possibly, 1 is as easy as it possibly be, I would have it at about a 6.5, 7. Okay. I don't think it's miserable, but I do think there's a lot of tough games in here. I think the really good thing about it, though, is they don't have any streaks of Eagles, Bills, Chargers, something like that. So there's no streaks of super, super tough teams, but they are the Lions. And I truly, truly feel that in the NFL and NBA, the stigma you carry with you does fall over into the locker room.
No, that's a fact.
I think that Cowboy stench, that feel really does weigh on them come playoff time and come late in the season. I think that matters. I think the Falcons' little thing since 28-3, I think that notion of they
even before that
choke, even before that, I think that notion of they choke and they do this and that hurts them, and it really does affect their locker room, and they're trying to change that. So for that reason, I say they are the Lions, and Lions in the past have proven the line. They haven't won a playoff game since the 90s. So it is. They said
John F. Kennedy's missed one Lions playoff win since he's been assassinated.
Bro, like, that's crazy.
That's not hyperbole. Since John F. Kennedy has died, the Lions have won one playoff game.
Bro, that's real fact.
Jesus.
So.
Sorry, Barry.
But I do expect them to make the playoffs this year, but I won't foreshadow, even though I just did. Okay. But we'll get into that. So start week 2, because they played the Chiefs week 1. You know how we feel about that.
Yep.
Start week 2. They're 0-1.
Yep.
You played the first game of the season. And I want to ask you this before you give me the Seahawks pick.
Yeah.
The way they lose to the Chiefs week 1, does that matter going into week 2?
Yes, because I think they're going to play the Chiefs kind of close. Mm-hmm. Like, in the way, it feels close versus the Chiefs. Like, it'll be like 38-21. Mm-hmm. Like, second quarter, it might be 14-14. Mm-hmm. Like, first game of the season. Well, actually, you know what? Scrap all that. I'm editing this. I might cut all that out. I think they're probably going to get the blows thrown off. They're probably going to get the doors thrown off of them. The doors blown off of them. Because I was thinking about it, and as I was talking, I was like, man, how did the Chiefs start last season? And boy, they beat the brakes off the Cardinals. Yes. You're giving Andy Reid, what has it been? 3 months?
To prepare?
Yeah, 3 months to get his first script down. I think it'll be bad. And that Justin Ross, dude.
He's nice.
I don't know how that happens.
He's nice.
How does that happen? How does he get there?
I don't know.
How does he end up on that team?
I don't know.
But I don't think it'll affect them moving forward because it is the Chiefs. It's kind of like, hey,
oh no.
Yeah, it's the Chiefs.
We lost on ring night to the best player in football history.
Ring night versus the Lions is hilarious.
Yeah. What? I don't understand why they started them with the Lions, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
But I don't think it'll carry over too much.
So Seahawks, you think they'll win at home?
I don't think they'll beat the Seahawks. Though.
Okay, so
I don't think
start.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks will be a good team, but I think the way we could cut it up was you can do like before the bye and after the bye records.
What's their bye week?
Bye week is week 9. I think they're going into the bye week, maybe 2 losses, maybe 3. I think they'll lose to Baltimore, but other than that, I think the rest of these games are very cheese for real. Atlanta, Green Bay, Carolina, Tampa Bay, and Atlanta, Green Bay, Carolina, Tampa Bay, Vegas. I think you could look up and they're 5-2 going into that bye for
real. I feel the same way. You said week 9, so that would be 8 games.
Yeah.
So 6-2.
6-2.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of agree. I think the Chiefs, Seahawks, and Baltimore are your games where you're looking like, oh my goodness, all right. We really got to bring our A game. But I think every other game is you're better than that.
Yeah, facts.
And I think the Seahawks is a very winnable game. You're at home.
Oh, 1,000%.
You're at home. Your defense is better this year.
Yep.
You're going to be really eager to win that game because you're 0-1. You know how starting that season 0-2, 0-3 ends for playoff teams, especially for the Lions.
Right.
So I think that's going to be really, really important. And I know – everybody says you don't look ahead, but you look ahead.
Yeah.
And when you do look ahead and you see the Falcons, the Packers were the damn near rookie quarterback, and the Panthers, you start to look like, okay, that 0-1 can turn into 4-1 real quick if we just handle business week 2.
Right.
So I am going to agree with you. I think they go into the bye at about 6-2, 6-2 probably. Yeah, I'll say 6-2 for sure. Because even if they do lose to the Seahawks, I do think they have the potential to beat the Ravens. But then, after the bye, they play the Chargers.
Yeah.
And then you play your division in the Bears. No, that's not division, my bad.
No, that's the division.
Yeah, that is the division. The Bears, you play the Bears, Packers, and the Saints, who I don't think will be great, but I think they'll be competitive every game. And then you play the Bears again. So that's a tough 5 games coming out of bye. So it's going to be important for them to be 6-2 coming out of bye. What are you looking at after bye?
So after the bye, especially with this type of team, because they have a weird combination where they had one of the best offenses in the league, and then they're returning another number 1 wide receiver. So you got J-Mo coming back, and then you're adding a new number 1 running back with Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama, who's been amazing too. So I think once they hit the bye week, they will turn another corner offensively. Okay. I think especially early in the season, I would look for Aiden Hutchinson to take another big step at D-line and really help them out on that back end. But after the bye week, I think they beat the Chargers. I really do. I think they'll be a really above average competitive team, like kind of like the Vikings from last year, where it's like, oh yeah, they'll be a playoff team. We may not pick them to win the Super Bowl, but they're gonna play really good.
Yes.
Their offensive line's good.
Yes.
They play really hard nosed because they're a coach, and they have talent and weapons everywhere. With St. Brown, J-Mo, Gibbs, and they were already scoring 30 points a game.
Yes.
So I think they'll beat the Chargers. See, this 4 weeks, this is why the NFL is so much more intense than the other sports. It's because this is a good team.
Yes.
But a bad 4 weeks will end your season.
Yes.
These 4 weeks right here, the Chargers, Bears, Packers, Saints.
And Bears again.
That's your season.
It is. Because you could be 6-2, lose all them games, and that's it.
Yep, you're 6-7. Or even you don't even got, if you're 6-2 and you lose Chargers and Chiefs, not Chiefs, if you lose Chargers and Bears back to back, now you're 6-4, and now the ceiling's falling in.
Yes.
And
now you got a division rival.
Yep.
Coming up.
And
on Thanksgiving.
That's the thing. On Thanksgiving. The whole world watching. But I think after this bye week, if I had to pick them, I'll say they'll go, of those 5, I'll say they'll go 3-2. They're not going to sweep all 5 because they're not. I don't think they're good enough to go through all 5 of these teams because a lot of these teams are going to be competent. Packers were a playoff team last year. Chargers are the Chargers. The Bears, I think, are going to be a little better than people think they are because of Fields and the new weapons. And the Saints' defense is always really good.
Yes.
So I think they'll They're going to lose it. Let's say they lose to the Chargers. They'll beat the Bears. Well, they'll split with the Bears, and then they'll beat everybody else. And that'll give them 3-2 heading into the last set of 4, which is Denver, Minnesota, Dallas, Minnesota again.
Which is tough. That's a tough one. At the end of the day, I had the record at 10-7 when I looked earlier. Yeah. So I think this back half of the season, they will lose 5 games. Those 5 games, I think, will be the Chargers, Cowboys, Broncos, Vikings once, and Chicago once.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's almost why I have them too.
Yes. So I think they'll lose a good bit of games, and I think that will hurt them playoff times. I do think they're a playoff team. I think they'll make it as a 6 or 7 seed.
Oh yeah, well, how bad
6 or 7 seed? Yes,
sure.
But I think their defense is going to take a little bit of time to come together. I think the offense, like you said, is going to come out hitting on cylinders and then hit another gear. Yeah. Week 8, week 9, week 10, but their defense will be better. But I think the new personnel, the youth, will play a role in them giving up very small areas that cost them games.
Right.
Penalties, a deep shot or two where a miscommunication happens. I think that'll happen. But what can stop all of that is if this front 4 comes to play. Aiden Hutchinson, I'm looking to have a breakout year, one of those years. And after this year, I think we'll be talking with him with TJ Watt and JJ Rock, Nick Bosa, Michael Parsons, and all of them. I think Myles Garrett, I think he'll be in that conversation after this year. He's that type of player. He has that type of motor, of course. I didn't say Aaron Donald because he's above everybody. So that's
we're not
just in case. But that is kind of who I'm looking at, is that defense. Because I think if that defense is better than I think they will be, they can win 5 games. I mean, they can go 12-5 is what I meant to say, lose 5 games instead of 7. But I just don't believe in that defense. You're playing a lot of dynamic quarterbacks. You're playing Patrick Mahomes, Geno Smith. You got Jordan Love twice, who I think is going to be good. I don't think the Packers are going to be great this year, but I think Jordan Love is going to be he is going to be tough to stop. Because I think they're going to give him the reins. He's going into this with no expectations. This is your keys. We're giving you the next 2 or 3 years. So I think they're going to let him showcase his ability.
Facts.
Then you got Lamar, Justin Fields twice. You got Justin Jefferson, who is Justin Jefferson. Yep. And then you got Russ, and you got the Cowboys offense, who is dynamic. I don't love Dak as a quarterback. I think he's a barely above average quarterback, but this offense will be great. So I think it is a tough 10-7, but we're looking at them. I am looking at the Lions as a 3-year project. Right. I think this year is, all right, show me you have the capability of winning the Super Bowl. And then next year is, all right, can Jared Goff be the guy? Yeah. And if not, year 3, we're bringing in another guy for year 3 and 4. Because I think you can keep J-Mo around. I think you can keep Jameer around because the running back market is just getting worse. I think he'll have a little better. He'll fare a little bit better because he plays receiver a little bit. But this running back market is still a running back market. And I think if you can add pieces to that defense in 2 or 3 years, we'll be looking at Lions as well.
Literally.
But 10-7. Where do you think you'll be? 10-7.
I think I got him 10-7 too, because I have them splitting with the Bears, possibly splitting with the Vikings. So I think they'll be 10-7.
Okay, so
shout out Barry, 10-7.
Yeah, shout out Barry. I think they'll be very good this year. I'm excited to watch them. Those are one of my sleeper teams that I wanted to watch. Before we get to the Bears, what are some teams you're looking at? I know you have your Patriots, and we have our Patrick Mahomes and Lamar. Right. But who are you watching besides those main guys?
Definitely, of course, the Ravens. Oh, okay, let's do other than the main guys for sure. I'll be watching the first couple Jags games start to finish. I really want to see how Calvin Ridley and Trevor Lawrence are looking early in the season, and definitely the Bears. Okay. Because it's time, Justin. It's time, Justin. Okay. This year, I want to see how him and DJ Moore take that next step, and the Cowboys too early in the season. Right. Because I really want to see Stephon Gilmore and Trayvon Diggs on defense.
I think that Cowboys defense is going to be special.
I really want to see what that's going to look like.
I'm not going to say the Cowboys because you can't get away from them. You can't get away from them no matter what. Yeah. So if I'm picking teams that just probably won't be on TV too much, Jacksonville is a very good one. I was going to say the Bears as well. I'm also interested in the 2 rookie quarterbacks of Anthony Richardson and Bryce Young. So I will be watching the Panthers and Panthers. I'm more so later in the season. I'll let them get their rookie roles, but rookie roles out the way. But week 5 through 12, I'm going to be really watching them heavy.
And Washington,
yes. Yeah. Washington. And I honestly want to see what the Rams do this year. I'm interested. Oh, yeah. With Matt Stafford, we'll get into them picking them later in the next few shows, but with Matt Stafford arm, and I want to see how that bounces back. Cooper Kupp didn't play last year barely. He got knocked out pretty early in the season. Yeah, he got hurt, yeah. So I'm interested to see how he comes back because remember who he was the year before, 2000.
Yeah, the best wide
That's
receiver.
Mr. 2000.
Yeah.
Literally, best wide receiver season we've ever seen, literally. So I'm interested. Sean McVay, I know he's coming back motivated.
I saw niggas compare him to Jordy Nelson on the timeline.
I'm like, be for real.
I need Cooper Kupp to come back. I need Cooper Kupp to come back so
like
bad.
Be for real. So, and then Aaron Donald. Like, Aaron Donald is playing football for a reason. He's motivated. So I'm interested to see in the Rams. That would be one of my sleeper teams. So 49ers is one of the teams I watch every week. I would have said them, but that's kind of a team I'm always have my eye on. But Bears schedule.
All right, so the other NFC North team.
This is very interesting because a lot of people are expecting this to be a breakout year for Justin Fields. As we say, you get a number one receiver. Everybody else gets to go to their rightful position of a number two, number three, a slot guy. So with DJ Moore coming over there, they got a new offensive coordinator? No, they didn't.
No, I think they just started calling plays different.
Yes, that's what it was. And Justin Fields proved last year that he is a much more dynamic quarterback than I think people thought coming out of college. I think people knew he could run the ball, but I don't think anybody knew he could run the ball like that. So
because he never ran.
Yeah, he did not.
For us.
So knowing that he is the dual threat he is, I would say right now you're probably looking at him as the second or third best dual threat quarterback in football right now. Mm-hmm. What are you expecting from them?
So it'll be a lot of. If I had to describe what I'm expecting, I'd say 2014 Panthers. Mm-hmm. Where we don't need you to win the Super Bowl. We don't need you to win the MVP. Mm-hmm. We don't need you to be the best quarterback, but it should be flashes. Mm-hmm. It should be games. It should be series where you look like you're one of the best players on the field, if not the best player on the field. Yes. And I think that Justin Fields will have those moments. But what you really want to do, like you said with the Lions, it's a multi-year thing. With the Bears, this year is we just traded the number one pick because we have a quarterback.
Yes.
We need to make sure we got the quarterback.
Right.
We got the wide receiver. They need to keep bringing in talent, but you need to see the steps as they bring in the talent. Okay, DJ Moore here, this is the jump now. Okay, so if we bring another wide receiver, okay, he'll make another jump. But that is what I want to see more. And people forget, it's so crazy. Justin Fields gets the running back narrative when he doesn't want to run. Justin Fields has a rocket on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. He does not want to run. He didn't run in college, didn't run in high school. He does not want to run. So hopefully he can get back to beating teams from the pocket, stretching the ball downfield with their weapons. And if I were to have a goal this is crazy, but if I were to have a goal for the whole team, it would be 1,600 yards from DJ Moore. Because I think that can change the future of your franchise more than if David Montgomery or whoever their running back is gets an extra 200 yards on the season. Okay. The Chicago Bears, think about this. In your life, you've never seen a good Chicago Bears quarterback.
No.
And the closest you'll get to is Jay Cutler.
Which is disgusting.
Right. We've just never seen it.
Nope.
So it's like you said with the Falcons, you're fighting so much culture. That's a thing in Chicago where there's never been a guy for real. So that it's really this year's about Fields, DJ Moore, and rebuilding. Because they still don't have enough. You don't have enough up front on the offensive line. You don't have nearly enough on the defense, and you just simply don't have enough weapons to compete.
So I think there should be two little slogans for the Bears this year. If I had to pick two of them, it would be let him go and don't panic.
Yeah.
Let him go means exactly what I'm saying. Let Justin Fields go.
Yeah.
Don't worry about mistakes. If he throws 15 interceptions this year, 17 interceptions this year, that's okay as long as he's learning week to week. If he starts off this season with an interception, 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions, 2 interceptions, and by the end of the year, it's no interception, 1. No interceptions, 1 off a tip pass. You see he's growing. Let him grow so you can see what you need to work through in year 3 and 4 and 5. Don't panic is based off of that. No matter what you're doing as you're letting him go, don't panic. Because last year, I am saying you don't have to panic because you know he has it now.
Yeah.
Last year proved that he has it. Y'all were terrible last year and still managed to win a few games. He did
the
what he
49ers
could.
last year. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care if it's Monsoon or not.
Exactly. Like, you saw he was able last year. So let the work show and give him the keys and let him go, and don't panic with the results. That's all I think. I think I have them at, I want to say 9-8, 8-9, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I think they'll win a few games. I think they'll win a few games you don't expect them to because they'll be scrappy. But I also think they'll lose a few games you expect them to win, like that Buccaneers game.
They might lose, or Washington.
Washington, or the Raiders, or something like that. I think those are the games you're looking at, like, we got to beat the teams we're better than, or we're just as good as them.
Exactly.
That's what you're going to want to see from Justin, and you're going to want to see him win you a couple games. You're going to want to see Justin go 18 of 25 for 275 and 75 on the ground with 4 touchdowns. You're going to want to see some games like that. And I think if you get that, like you said, you know you're building for the future, but you'll know, all right, every kind of, you got a receiver, you got the quarterback, the running backs, you have a good rotation of running backs. Now let's just work on this defense and this offensive line, and we'll go from there. And I think if you're coming out of the season saying that with 7 to 9 wins, you're okay.
And what I would be talking to Justin Fields is put on Trevor Lawrence tape from last year and watch the beginning of the season. And look at the difference. Like early in the season, he continued to struggle. This is the guy. This is Trevor Lawrence. You and Trevor Lawrence been neck and neck your entire life. And he has a better offensive coach, more talent around him, and he struggled even still to take that next step.
Right.
Don't panic. Let him go because you're going to keep chugging downhill. Yes. And the end of the schedule is very favorable.
Yes, it is.
It's very favorable at the end of the schedule. Hold on, I got the teams right here. The 10 game after week 10, you go Panthers, Lions, Vikings, Lions, Browns, Cardinals, Falcons, Packers.
Those are all winnable games.
All winnable games for the rest of the season. You get a late bye week too. You get your bye week in week 13. So if you are by the strength of Justin Fields in the city, what do they call Chicago? Brotherly Love?
Brotherly Love.
Is that Philly?
No, that's definitely Philly. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, Philly. Sorry, Alex.
Yeah.
Sorry, Philly people. I don't know what Chicago is, but like if they just do it off the strength of Chicago and you're in week 13, your division's not crazy.
It's not.
You could look up in the last 5 games like, man, maybe 9-7, get us a wild card, man.
Yes.
Maybe 9-8, get us in there.
NFC is bad.
Yeah.
NFC is bad, bro.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the point I was going to end on was if you do play your cards right and you win, like I said, win a few games you shouldn't, close the year strong, you could be looking at 9-7. Yep. 9-8 or 10-7,
right.
And be tied with the Lions in your division. Yeah. I do think the Vikings are going to run away with the division. I think they're going to build on kind of what they did last year. Yeah. Kevin McConnell in the second year, I think Kirk will be better.
Yeah, Jed's going for like 30.
I think Jettis is going to have one of them MVP type receivers type seasons again. But
I'll say 3,000
yards. I think after that, I think it's the NFC East, the NFC North, and the NFC. Who is the NFC West? Yes, those 3 teams. It's 4 division teams and 3 playoff teams. I think the NFC East has the Giants you're looking at and the Cowboys.
Yep.
I think the NFC North has the Bears and the Lions you're looking at, and the NFC West has the Seattle and San Francisco and the Rams. So out of those 7 teams, I do think, unfortunately, you're probably the worst team out of that. But I do not think those teams are just, other than San Francisco, I do not think those teams are just far and away above you guys to where you can't get over that hump and be that 7th playoff team. So I think it's in the cards, but I think if you're the 8th seed or the 9th seed, you're happy with where you ended, especially if Justin is over 4,000, 30 touchdowns on the ground and in the air. And like you said, DJ Moore got to 1,400, 1,500, 1,600 yards. Your running game was cool, and your defense held up. If that's the thing you're looking at is, are we growing this year? That's the number one thing for Chicago. Is,
and
are
listen,
they
you got a bunch of picks. You traded that first pick. And we said Trevor Lawrence last year. I'll give y'all guys one more before we end this segment. The Eagles from 2021, was it? Whichever one Tom Brady scraped off the field.
Yes.
Listen, There's nothing wrong with being that. There's nothing wrong with being that team.
Yeah.
You took your next step. You found out, oh yeah, Jalen Hurts is the guy.
Super Bowl.
This roster is good. We made it to the playoffs. We didn't expect to be here. We're really building something. Yes. A lot of the NFL is momentum.
Yes.
And not just in-game momentum, season over season, week over week. You finish the season on an upswing, it'll change your whole summer.
Yes.
You change the summer, you can change the season. You can change the season, you can change the franchise.
Yes.
You just got to get going downhill for real. Like,
that's a great point. And that's kind of why
Yeah.
We're not talking about them next, but that's kind of why I feel the way about the Vikings is because of the momentum
Yeah.
from last season. I think you had a real disgusting playoff loss, one you're
Right.
sick about. You shouldn't have lost to the Giants, but I think you're looking at it like,
Yeah.
but man, we was this close.
yeah, and they weren't a finished team either.
No.
Yeah, I'm very excited to talk about the Vikings too.
Yeah. So, brief intermission before we get to the Chargers. I watched quarterback. I finished it. And I just wanted to say a couple of things about that. One, the number one thing that always stands out to me when I watch athletes is you always realize why the person is the person.
Yeah.
And it made sense after I got done with that series why Patrick Mahomes was Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Why Kirk Cousins was Kirk Cousins and why Marcus was Marcus.
Literally.
It makes perfect sense. And if you're an athlete, you could probably understand that better than just a civilian that isn't too much in sports. But just the mentality, from how he attacks his life.
Training, yeah.
Like his life.
His kids.
And then the training.
Yeah.
And then the vocalness of him in the locker room.
Yeah.
And the passion that just jumps off the screen when he's just talking about football.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense why Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. And I don't know if they framed the show like this or if it was actually true. He was the only quarterback out of the three that did extra work during the week. And I don't know if that's true, but it looked like that did reign to be true. He was the only, and I'm not talking about film study. They was all doing that. No. But I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes was going to a personal trainer and a personal quarterback coach and a person all throughout the year.
The training, that might be one of my favorite things about like how widespread technology has gotten with these athletes is now we get to hear from the trainers, and these trainers might be the sickest niggas on earth. It's so funny. He's like, yeah, first day we do recovery, second day we doing this, third day I'm gonna try to push him as far as he can go. Everything he need to do. I'm like, oh damn, it's Wednesday. Like, Kirk Cousins at church right now.
Exactly.
Mahomes running laps around a wide circle.
He doing a figure 8 drill, like working on his hip torque.
Yeah,
shit,
bro.
Like it makes sense. They was like Patrick Mahomes' body is trained to fall any way you need to fall based on how he's getting hit as a quarterback. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. But it makes sense.
He said, bro, the reason you get hurt because your body don't know how to react like that. I was like, damn. Yeah. Damn.
So it made sense. Everything clicked for me. Secondly, I love Kirk Cousins. I became a fan of Kirk Cousins after this.
Kirk Cousins' whole family, bro. I was watching it with my shorty. She was loving like the little Kirk Cousins' wife part.
Yeah. It was just like you guys are just such nice people.
They are such nice people.
Like, I'm rooting for your success, Kirk. Like, truly.
She was like, we were losing. I put on some gospel, like some spiritual music to lock it. I was like, oh my God, that's beautiful.
Like, that's beautiful, bro. Like, I love wives that are just like there to support and there to like give what needs to be given. Women are not to go for attention, but women do a very good job of reading a room and like once they love you, they know what you need, and you can tell like that's her bestie.
Literally,
that's her bestie, bro. That shit was beautiful to see, and it really shows. I think they did the best job with Kirk showing how painful football is.
Oh, yeah.
He was in pain and was fighting through that shit, bro. Like, he was in pain.
Was it the Bills hit?
Bro!
It might have been the Bills. No. He said, I don't even know who hit me. He's, boom, they showed the hit. Nigga tap, he said, he be all right. He be all right, nigga. He be good.
And he was. Came back and won that bitch,
bro, he on the ground. It felt like it sounded like his lungs collapsed.
Oh, my gosh, bro. I was like, yo, that has to be brutal,
it really shows you. I'm glad you said that. Like, he had that injury the whole season.
The whole season.
The way fans think about it, like, okay, he got hurt this week.
Yes.
Give him a couple weeks, he be all right.
No.
7 weeks later, Kirk Cousins got a flak jacket on.
7 weeks later, he get hit right there again, and it's like, same thing.
Yo, body turn off. Like, it make you realize, you know what? I wish they did quarterback for Andrew Luck. I Wouldn't have been no questions when he retired.
No questions. But yeah, it was a phenomenal series, bro. It humanized everybody. Everybody was mad at Brittany. I want to be the first one to say I thought she was hilarious.
I'm coming around.
I thought she was funny as fuck.
I'm coming around.
I really thought she was funny. Like,
she's a lot more like, I don't want to call her cool, but like she seemed like a cool dude.
Yeah, she seemed like she just kind of go with the flow. And it's like, unfortunately, like she white, so I know y'all got a little bit disdain to her, respectfully, like understandably, very understandably. So, but like she kind of living that life where it's like, I'm rich, like, I get that vibe from her. Like I'm rich.
Like
everything's
for some white
funny.
people, like she just don't know for real.
No,
and that's the thing. It's not her fault. Like especially when they went to like her backstory, like Patrick Mahomes chose her. Like that wasn't her fault. Like she didn't go looking for Patrick Mahomes. Like Patrick Mahomes was looking for her. Like I can't be mad.
Yeah, like you got to understand, if you don't deal with white people regularly, I probably should post this, whatever. If you don't deal with white people regularly, sometimes you just got to understand they have no idea.
Yeah.
And whatever you think I'm talking about, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, they just have no idea.
They don't know, bro.
They're really poor at reading rooms and just understanding certain things. And I think that's the issue with her. Yeah. And she's under a microscope. Now people are looking for reasons to like her. So when she does something people may like, nobody posts it. It's just the shit when they don't.
I had no clue she played soccer.
Not
like,
to defend
she was
her
a cool.
anything,
Yeah, she was cool. She played soccer and stuff.
Like, I don't like talking about people's wives. Like, I think that's crazy to like for an athlete to be on a pedestal and you talking about his wife every day. I don't care who it is, what she looks like, unless she's a.
They don't never do it. But like, they don't never do it, Savannah. That's why I don't be hearing it. They don't never be doing it with Dirk wife.
Yeah,
Dirk wife used to pack him a lunch. Didn't nobody ever say nothing, bro. Like,
so cute, bro.
Dirk had a black wife. She would send him to the games,
bro. Like
Tupperware in hand.
I'm not gonna talk about nobody else. But like, I thought she was funny, bro. I thought she was funny, and Marcus Mariota don't have anything to say because everything I have to say is bad.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I have something to say, Marcus. You're a trooper, because I wouldn't have put that mic on. I wouldn't have put that, bro. I'm playing Atlanta. We fighting for a job. Listen, I'm not putting that mic on, my nigga.
No way, bro.
He was like, on his back. That might be the. Is that the funniest play in football history?
That's the funniest play in football.
Is that the funniest play?
Easily, bro. Easily, bro.
Throwing the ball straight into the air. Yo, like as a coach, bro, like I really might snap. Like I might run on the field. Like I might lose my mind.
Like my headset would be off, my clipboard would be ripped in half, my shoes may be off.
Like I'm not even waiting for the ref to blow the whistle. Bro. The minute you get on your back and you throw the ball, I'm running out there to knock it down. Cause what are you doing? I'd have ripped the jersey off that nigga.
Like, what are you doing, dude?
He
said sometimes you just try to make a play and you just get too selfish.
It's
like, you thinking he trying to dive in the end zone and lost the ball.
Yeah, no.
Yo, dumbass on your back throwing a football. That's not trying to make a play. You just stupid. Like,
do you know how funny that is, bro? Jesus Christ. I ain't gonna lie. That might be the funniest organization in the league, bro.
Oh my God, bro! Like you said, I'm not putting on that motherfucking microphone. You crazy?
No,
you crazy.
I told Arthur, give me a 1+1 if I'm putting this on.
But yeah,
I need a player option.
My contract is not guaranteed.
Yo, Ish, you trying to, young nigga? I'm trying to work, my nigga. I'm trying to feed my family, nigga. Get this shit out of my face.
But in conclusion, I would just say quarterback was a phenomenal series. I'm very excited to see next year. And lastly, what I will say, you can tell Peyton Manning EP'd it because everything like you would want to know about the quarterback, all the minor details, like it's all in the show. It's all in the show.
The play calling stuff is so funny.
I love that shit.
I love
that shit because when Taylor started starting to slowly get into football, and I was explaining to her how hard quarterback is just as a position. Like when she was like, they was like, it's the hardest position in football, and I was like, nah, like for real it is.
Yeah. Maybe sports.
That's what I meant to say. Yes, hardest position in sports. And I was like, yeah, it is. And I started explaining to her how plays are called. And then the next episode, they talked about it. And she was like, oh, my God. Like, so it's really cool.
And you call 70 plays a game. Like, you got to do that every play, bro.
Like, and that's why the running quarterbacks, like Lamar Jackson run out of the pocket, run 30 yards, jump over somebody, run out of bounds, and got to come back and call the play in 2 seconds. Like... that shape they in, they're special. And then not only do you got to call the play, you got to walk up to the defense. You got to look at the defensive line, change your pass protection. Then you got to look at the mic, see if anybody blitzing. Then you got to see what coverage they're in. You got to know, all right, if I run this play, this is here, this is here. If not, I'm taking off. And like it's crazy. Bro.
I think this is gonna sound crazy. I think anybody that really want to understand how hard quarterback is should play a year of high level Madden, and then you gonna realize how little that play clock really is. You gonna really feel how short 40 seconds between plays really is. Because in real life, it's way worse. Because in real life, you just sprinted everything out your body for 8 straight seconds. Now we gotta run back. I gotta get y'all in the huddle. I gotta get the right personnel in the huddle. Then we gotta get the call out. I gotta get set. Then I gotta motion you. Then I gotta reset because you motioned.
It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
And then as soon as I hate the ball, nigga gotta hit me. Like, bro, I get it, bro.
As soon as I hate the ball, it's 4 300-pound 4-4 athletes running after me.
Yo, like
that's crazy, bro. Shout out to quarterbacks, man.
I like them having the mic on because it really show you how quickly it go bad. Like it's like hike, 1 step, slam. Like nigga get up like that. Who didn't block? I would have been getting up like I'm done. I'm done. Oh, you know what? I'm all right,
Bruh.
Whatever guaranteed on my contract, I'll just take it.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
See you guys never. Lastly, I want to say on Patrick Mahomes though, about understanding who he is. I love that he talks shit. That shit.
No. Listen. I told you. Listen, do you know how mad I would have been? Because that Bucks play might be the best play I've ever seen in my life in context. Because I realized that was Devin White he spun on. Devin White has buried a lot of QBs outside the pocket. And he spun on Devin White like he was a regular dude. But then you go get him and be like, yeah, I'm like that. No, you're not. No, you're not, dude.
I like that.
That's the thing. Could nobody tell him? Nobody's going to retaliate like, no, you're not. He said it. Everybody's walked away like, yeah,
bruh.
Like that. Like, damn.
And then the Raiders game when he was
with Max Crosby.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
He said you got the right one.
You got the right one. And then threw the touchdown. This my shit, nigga. This my shit.
Yo.
Okay.
I love Mahomes.
Okay, you got a fan in me, dog. You got a real fan in me, bro.
Listen, I love appreciating greatness. It's amazing. We went from Brady to Mahomes. It's
crazy.
Listen, niggas is blessed.
And then the last thing, the 3 months out Super Bowl, when he told Jalen Hurts that, I was like, that's crazy. I was like, that's nuts. Because I forgot you had told me that. And I was like, 3 months? Like, what? You're a psycho, dog.
Yeah.
But shout out to him. It's 2:17. We've been going for how long? How long have we been going for?
About an hour.
Because we might need to skip this Chargers thing.
About an hour. We're at an hour 6 now.
Let's touch on music, and then we'll jump back to the Chargers.
Shout out to the live audience. Y'all get to hear us do all this.
Yeah, I know. But did you listen to Quavo's album?
No, I listened to the Drake song a little bit. I ain't listened to Quavo. I've heard good things though.
Yeah, the Quavo album was really good, bro.
Okay.
Quavo album was really good, bro.
I was really worried.
I was too. I was really worried because it was like, you're doing all this for Takeoff, and it's so obvious like this was dedicated to Takeoff, and I was like, please don't drop a bad album so people killing this album. Yeah. You haven't seen nobody killing it because there's nothing to kill. Like that's
beautiful.
It's a good album, bro.
Yeah, I got a soft spot in my heart for the Migos.
I do too.
Yeah,
I have a real soft spot in my heart for the Migos, bro. Like,
that's lit.
First off, rest in peace, Takeoff. He's on there twice, and he's still being Takeoff.
That's gonna hurt.
And
boy, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, but there are some really, really good songs on here. It's some songs on here. You know how albums have songs in them that are for that album, and you're probably not going to replay this song too much unless you're listening to the album. Yeah. It's a couple of those on there because of the topic and the topic of the album and the cohesiveness of the album is just like the Mama Told Me song is like a song you're not going to put on, but it's a really good song, especially fitting in that album. Yeah. So I would say, of course, Future is Future. So both the songs are Future. It's a song with Future and Takeoff, and then the song Turn Your Click Up. Yeah. Both of those songs are crazy.
He hit the features, so I was happy to see that because we just talked about that with Astro World.
Yes, and then Young Thug is crazy. Yeah, Utopia. Young Thug is crazy, of course. That song is crazy, but the solo songs that would be standouts for me is the intro. I love the intro, and Where Can I Start? 1111, Galaxy, Not Done Yet, Rocket Power, and Greatness. Like, he ends the album very well. Okay. I really like the album. It's cohesive. You can tell he really put everything he had into this album, and he wanted this to be a great album. The beat selection is great. The hooks are great. The lyrics make sense. It's not like he just got in there and started rapping like he did on Amigos. Like, he was talking about shit. Like, he spoke on the Offset situation and pretty much said what we said. Like, nigga, that's my family, bro. Like, we gonna be okay, bro. Like, pretty much let you know, like,
that's lit.
Like, we gonna be okay. That's my family. And then, but he also has some bars about Offset that you can tell, like, that shit really hurt him. Like, the shit that he was saying and shit about that shit really hurt him. Of course, he was talking about Takeoff, talking about his family. And it was just a really, really good project. I encourage everybody to go listen to it. It's only 50 minutes. But really wanted to give Quavo his flowers because his last album was not good. And I cut this one, like you said, nervous. But by the end of this project, I'm like, man, shout out to Quavo. I haven't turned it off. Like, seriously.
I don't want this to sound rude, but I definitely heard more Dame album than I heard Quavo album. Because I was like, man, let me listen to Dame album. Because if it's bad, it's just Dame album. Like,
exactly.
I feel
you.
But I'm glad. Listen, people I've trusted have said that this Quavo album is really good. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
When you sit down and get into it, you're gonna have a good time. Because it's Quavo still, so it's still like the little bop and the little, oh, that's crazy. And but it's like, oh shit, bro, like, I love you. Like I'm praying for you, dog. Bro, so
we've been listening to Quavo 10 years now.
Man. So
more, maybe more, right?
Yes.
Dude.
So you listen to the Dame album.
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
I was listening to it, I was like, man, we're so right. Because 2 weeks ago, we told y'all, everybody want to be rappers, bro. Everybody wants to be a rapper, no matter who it is, bro. Like, and I like, especially the Wayne song, because you sent me, you had sent me the Wayne song, but I had heard it. But I was thinking, I like that when rappers get on the Dame track, they don't treat it like it's a Shaq feature.
Yes.
It's I'm in Portland with the Zero. Like, no, they're just rapping. Like, everybody's on the track for real rapping.
Yes.
And I really appreciate, like, the seriousness that you can feel in this album. Like, he really is trying to make a really good album. Yes. I really liked it. The beats were pretty good. It's interesting to see the features he can get. But Damian Lillard's made, like, $1 billion. So. You know.
Yeah, he has relationships with people. You know, Lil Wayne has been on every one of Damian Lillard's albums.
That's hard.
Yeah, like he has a Wayne feature on every single.
Shout out Wayne.
The last two albums, this album and that previous one, are two features. There's a second feature on here that's hidden on there. It's called the song about My Daddy's Son.
Oh yeah.
So he got a real relationship with Wayne. I think he had Ross on his last album too. So he's building relationships with these people, and I just want to commend him, like truly, because niggas say they gonna rap all the time, and
that's
especially NBA players.
Yeah,
and you don't really see them taking it seriously. You can tell that like they rapping like, I got money, so I'm gonna go rap.
Yeah,
Dame actually has gotten better as an artist. I have heard Dame's music from start to finish because it was always interesting to me. Like, that's Damian Lillard. And he had Lil Wayne on the album, so it was like, I'm going to go listen to that. And then I just end up listening to the rest of the project. And every album, he has gotten better, from his delivery to his flow to his to the cadence, to the
no
beat
cat in the hat
selection.
rapping on here.
No.
It's no cat in the hat rapping.
And he got real punchlines, real bars. Like, he can actually rap. And he's a NBA superstar, one of the faces of the NBA, and on a $300 million contract.
Right.
So it's only so much he can really talk about, rap about. So I am interested to see what he does when he retires.
Facts.
Because I think Dame is such a good rapper that he can actually turn this into a career.
Yeah.
I don't think he is going to be Drake. Now, that's not what I'm saying. He's not going to be the upper echelon of rappers. Right. But I think he can turn this to a Conway, Benny the Butcher, Mick Jenkins, Joey Badass.
Like, just like having a niche fan.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
You can go do 2,000 people. You can go do 1,500 people.
Y'all wouldn't go to a Dame show?
I would go to a Dame show.
I
would go to a Dame show,
You know how fun a Dame show would be?
Bro.
A Dame show would be crazy.
Bro, so I think he can make a career out of this. So, yes, like you said, I skimmed through the album. I hit the Wayne songs. I've heard the Wayne songs a lot. I think both those features are crazy. And I think that's what happens when you build equity with somebody like that. Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to bullshit you. That the one, that's a Lil Wayne song that he gave him. And the song with Rick Ross didn't bullshit him either. That's a really good song. And like you said, the beat selection is going to get better as he progresses and as he builds more relationships. But yeah, man, just clap it up for Dame, bro. Like, that shit is hard. Like, every offseason you drop an album, and a good album too. Yeah. Like, shout out to Dame for real.
That's lit.
And lastly, Russ. All I have to say about Russ is good job, bro. Like, every time Russ drops an album, it is solid.
Yeah.
I don't spend my all my years listening to Russ. I touch his albums, given about a week to digest, and then kind of move on. But this album, a couple of these songs will be in my rotation for the rest of the year. It's a very vulnerable album, and he said like it feels like my debut album because of the type of person I've kind of turned into.
Right.
And he speaks on the situations he was in the past and how he was arrogant because he was searching for something that he couldn't get from his family and that he felt like rap owed him something because he wanted validation from this aspect of his life. Like he spoke about some real shit.
What's so interesting about Russ, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you.
No, you good. Go.
What's interesting about Russ dropping is I don't never know Russ is dropping. Like that. Like it's just so demographic switch.
Yes.
Like there's not a nigga on my time. If it's not Scotty, not a nigga on my timeline talking about it. But I'm glad you listened to it because the way you described it sound like something I rock with. It sound like something I rock with. Because Russ don't make bad music.
No, he doesn't. He does not.
Don't make bad music.
He makes niche music for his audience. And he spoke on that a couple of weeks ago. And he said, you guys have to realize that like a hit is a hit.
Yeah.
You don't play hits and people be like, nah, that's not a good song. Yeah. A hit will resonate with everybody.
Right.
That's why it is a hit.
Facts.
I had to come to the realization I don't make hits. I make really good songs that a lot of millions of people have enjoyed.
Right.
But I don't make hits. There is a difference. Drake has hits because everybody likes those songs.
Yeah.
Go down the list to the rest of the rappers. It's the same thing. And you can tell he figured that out because it's no single on this album.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying is
know what you want.
It's
crazy.
It's real. It's a good song, but it's none of that. It's a real concise album. It's really 12 songs because the intro is just kind of like how albums intro. So it's really 12 songs in here, and it's 40 minutes. So it's a short. I would listen to the album on the way. You might be finished with it by the time you get home. Like it's a very smooth project.
I'll definitely spin it because Scotty's always hitting me to spin it too. But But great segue.
Oh, wait, one more thing. His rollout was crazy. Go to his Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you the tweet.
Okay.
Go, and you're going to see his rollout was crazy. So he did 4 individual listening sessions and gave 1,500 people a golden ticket. And he did one in, like, the desert somewhere. And then he did one in San Antonio and one in Atlanta. And the one in the desert, like, he gave everybody their own pair of headphones. Like, he had hors d'oeuvres and drinks and whatever. And you just sat and listened to the album, and then he did a Q&A after. And the rest of them, like, you listened to it out loud, and then he did a Q&A after. But the rollout was crazy.
Hard.
It was just like you said, you don't see it. But one of his tweets popped up on my timeline, and I went to his page to see if he was dropping, to see what he was doing, and I kind of figured out, he was dropping, so I've just kind of been keeping tabs on it since then. But I'll send this tweet. But
segue, you mentioned hits. We both had the privilege to go to the 50 show. Shout out to you for recruiting me to go to the 50 show. Dale got me in there. I don't be out too much. Listen, I'm a 50 Cent type of nigga.
Yeah.
But just talk about it. Just talk about it, man.
So I have realized in my life I am the concert guy. I didn't put that together until this 50 show when you and Chris were asking regular questions that just rattle off now because I go to concerts. And I was like, bro, I've been to 10 concerts in the past 2.5 years. I am the concert guy. Now. That's crazy.
Literally.
So I was real excited for this concert because of 50's music. So if you are a concert girl, even if the rapper is just on stage and not rapping, their music sounds better on them concert speakers. It's just different, bro. That sound is different. The drums are different. So I haven't seen anything from 50's tour other than the guests he brought out on the New York show. So I didn't know how 50 was performing. I get out there, he got 2 guitars and a nigga on the drums, and he's rapping every word of these songs with no track behind him, other than a few of the hooks, which you should have when you got hooks like that. Like you should let the hook rock sometimes. Yeah. So I start off on the show. I get there late, so I missed Busta Rhymes and Killer Mike, which hurt my soul. Yeah. But it's all my fault. I was playing Madden.
Shout out Busta. Busta went crazy though. Shout out Busta.
Yes, Busta went crazy.
Do the Look at Me Now verse live.
Shout out to Busta, man. Yeah. But What Up Gangsta come on, and I'm like, oh, we here.
Yeah.
We here. And 50 got real hits.
Yeah.
we in Atlanta, Georgia, 20 years after this album come out, and this nigga's in this bitch rapping every word to this song, bro. He is going crazy. His set list is, I won't even spoil what he kind of did towards the end of the show, but I would just say his set list was crazy. The way he introduced and started in the club and kind of let the beat develop over like 5 minutes, and you know it's in the club. You know it's gonna happen.
You know that's the end of the club.
And he performed the whole song, both verses. Wankster was ridiculous. Yeah. The drums, and in the way Tony Yayo, shout out to Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder. I love niggas that just stay loyal. Like, don't get no ego about them. Don't got no whatever about him. Just like, this is my dog. He is who he is, bro. I'm not this. I don't even work to be this. If you hear Tony Yayo talk, like, he'd be like 50-50 for a reason, bro. I can't be 50. Like, I'm not working like that. I don't work that hard. So him being able to understand that and be like, yo, we gonna come on stage, we gonna be your hype man and perform these 2 verses we got, and we gonna be cool with that. And we gonna bring the energy every night. They did. They was great. And they kind of said, light this bitch up for many minutes. You didn't know what they was about to do. And then the boom, many minutes. And that bitch came on. And it's just like, bro, like an amazing 10 out of 10 concert. Like 50, shout out to you. I'm glad I got to see you as the guy that loves 50 now. Like, over my childhood. Just artists you never see. Like, it's a couple more I want to see. Like, I want to see Jeezy live. I want to see T.I. live. I want to see Kanye, like, perform live. The guy... I know it's not gonna happen, but I want to see Hov live so bad. Like, the guys I grew up on, I want to see. I want to see live real bad, because it's just people I never saw. I would get to see it in this mindset of me. Like, at 17, 18 is not the same as going to a concert at 25, 26 type shit. So
so I'm glad that the last thing you said is so great, right? Because, like, we're adults now. Like, I got there, the first thing I did, I bought me and this shorty a drink. Like, I would, like, the minute I got there, I'm getting locked in. I'm getting lit. We having a great time. But everything you said was amazing. And on the other side of it, just to continue, it felt great. Like, feeling like, oh yeah, this is the best rap. This was the best rapper in the world at some point. This was the best rapper alive. He made, and for this night, he is right now in this amphitheater with these people. That's the best rapper alive. Because when Window Shopper come on, everybody know it was an amazing concert. 21 questions.
Oh, that's so crazy.
It was beautiful, and from the minute he took the stage, I'm not gonna lie, for the next however, I don't know if he did 2 hours.
It was an hour and a half, I think.
Out, straight hits. Straight hits. Just hits from LA. He did everything. He did the Chief Keef stuff. He did the Pop Smoke stuff. He did everything. It was, man. I'm definitely a concert guy, but it's a lot of different ways. Like, I've been in a lot of different type of concerts. Like, this was kind of my first kind of traditional concert where, you know, we got the stage, you got the dancers, you got the stuff like that. And I was impressed with how entertaining that style of concert can still be.
Yes.
Like, you know, not like the Cirque du Soleil style concert, but the traditional with the transitions, the outfits, the dancers. They had a point where the dancers came out, they did a little dance battle. Like, it was a lot of stuff they was doing that
it was a show.
It was a real show. And it was great.
And I wasn't expecting that.
And he didn't cheat you. He ain't cheat you.
No.
Because he for sure could have came out here, you know, 50 Cent.
He was going to sell them tickets regardless.
Literally. He could have played, but no, 50 was locked in, like you said, sung every word, changed outfits 4 or 5 times to match the eras, played every song. It was amazing to see that, like, that big. It's crazy because it wasn't even that many people.
No.
But those, like, from age groups 18 to 55.
56, 60. Yeah, 55, 60.
Like, all yelling gangster music. Everybody. Finger guns up, going crazy. Like, it was so much that I really love. Yeah, I wish he'd go again. I wish he'd come back.
I'm real happy I got to see that. That's really like what I left feeling like. I'm just so happy I got to experience that live and really see 50 live. Like, do his shit. Like, be in his element. Like you said, be the best rapper in the world again. Like, that's what it felt like. That's a perfect way to describe that. He was the best rapper in the world. And that verse is scary for a lot of niggas. That's how it ended.
Listen, bro.
It's just scary for a lot of niggas.
Listen. There's a lot of niggas that do not want to line up against that. Man, oh my God. That was
50,
so much fun.
That 50 verses is scary for a lot of you rappers. I will say it again. It's 4 of them that is not so scary for.
Yep.
But the rest of you rappers,
that's why we have this tier list. I need to make us the tier list so we can post it.
Yes.
Because that's why 50 the gatekeeper of that tier 1.
That tier 1 is Wayne, Kanye, Hove, and Drake. Them top 4, but 50 at that 5th spot in that tier 1, and it's like that tier 2 for me is like T.I., Snoop, Ice Cube. On that tier 2, he beating just about everybody in that motherfucker.
And listen, you want to get to tier 1, you gotta go through 50. Nigga. You gotta go through 50.
Yeah, bro.
That's your test, bro. That's your black belt test.
Yeah, I would throw Future in that tier 2, but kind of like in a different era type shit.
Facts.
But man, like I said, shout out to 50, bro, giving your flowers. I love to see our rappers looking healthy. Like 50 don't smoke, don't drink. He's still big as shit. Work out every day. So shout out to 50. It's crazy.
For real, the only song I didn't know was the Power theme song.
I didn't know the Power theme song, and I'm the Man. Those are the only 2 songs I didn't know. I had never heard I'm the Man before.
I forget where I'm the Man was from, but I definitely.
I think it was on a soundtrack or something.
Yeah, it was a big song, but I remember it wasn't like during that.
Yeah, it wasn't the 50 era. No, it came out later.
Man,
but
shout out 50.
Yeah, bro. Shout out 50.
Shout out G Unit. Yeah.
Lastly, while we on rap, I just want to ask, did you feel any way about Drake and Bobby unfollowing each other and that whole situation? They unfollowed.
They did unfollow
Bobby, the little white girl.
Yeah, from the concert.
Yeah, and then he took the interview down and all of that.
No.
Okay.
It's over. That's not it. See, I'm not thinking that's not how the internet works anymore. Because she's already got the Drake interview. Whether or not we can go, listen, I'm sure niggas still have that. You can pull it down, sure. That interview is still out, my nigga. I can still find them clips. Because I was really just watching the clips. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I watched that clip of him going, I do it. I watch that shit almost every morning, bro. He's like, I do it.
He is funny, bro. Yeah. Drake is a funny ass nigga.
Yeah, she was like, thank you. But yeah, no, I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was, her thing's kind of, teach his own. But I was like, come on. You're not having fun at the concert.
It's her thing.
Yeah.
That's just her thing.
Yeah, but the last interview, that was funny. I like what she was doing in that last interview where bro walked off. I'm with that.
Which one?
Some white dude. You didn't see it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, God, you're a fucking... It's like, oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah, just be an asshole.
Yeah.
Just be one. Forget it. Yeah, don't be sarcastic. Just be rude. I prefer that.
Yeah.
Just make people hate you, bro.
I think they took it down because she was talking bad about Lil Yachty, kind of. She wasn't talking bad about him, but they was talking bad about him, and she let it continue to go on, and then spoke about how her experience was kind of weird with him.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
In the interview, that was her best interview and her favorite one, but I think it was just kind of mixed. Or it might have just be some rollout shit. They might post it again later and add something else with it. Who cares, really?
They meet up again.
Who cares?
It's more awkward.
Who cares? Truthfully.
They was like, yeah, he just stood over there and wasn't talking to me. It's like, well, the interview had started, so why am I talking to you right now?
You're in my house.
Yo, you just came into my house.
I'm doing you a favor.
Bruh.
I'm all for greeting people, but it's once you get to that, you gotta take your punches. You gotta realize some niggas is just gonna be like that.
They didn't talk to you before and after the interview?
But they gave you a 4-hour interview, a really good, entertaining interview in your first interview. Don't let that guy be talked about around you. That's just kind of how I feel. But we ain't start tracking Bobby too long. So, all right. You want to do the charges before we get out of here?
Yeah, we can do charges.
All right, let's run by the charges schedule real quick. So, I have been on record saying the Chargers are going to have a good year.
Yep.
I do believe they will have a good year.
You flirted with a Justin Herbert MVP season, possibly.
My MVP ladder, I will go more in depth about this, but my MVP ladder this year is Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson, and Joe Burrow. That's my MVP ladder. No, Josh Allen instead of Joe, because I forgot Joe's going to miss it for a couple games. Okay. Josh Allen, I think they're dying to give Josh Allen an MVP. I just don't think they'll be good enough for him to get it. But I think they're dying to.
Yeah, they are. He got an MVP vote last year.
Yeah. So,
which is hilarious.
This Dolphins schedule is not anything crazy, but you got some tough games.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the thing that the Chargers have on them, the Dolphins have on them, the Ravens have on them, the Cowboys have on them, the 49ers, the Jets, people are expecting you to be good.
Yeah.
you're not proven, like you're not too proven that you're great,
Right.
but you've proven you can be good, and people are expecting you to take this leap to greatness.
Especially with this roster.
Yeah, especially with this roster.
Yeah.
I didn't say the Chiefs and Eagles because they're proven, but these teams have to prove it this year that they're great teams. An AFC Championship is the bare minimum this year for this team. Whether you get there or not, that is your goal at the AFC Championship. So, starting there, looking at, let's say, the first half of the season, we'll say up until the Lions game.
Right.
What are you expecting? They got the Dolphins, they got the Cowboys, they got the Chiefs and Jets as tough games in there. And then the Titans as Titans are never easy to beat. Vikings are never easy to beat.
Right.
So, what are you expecting?
So, what's interesting about these AFC West teams is first they got to play the Chiefs twice. So you're 0-2 to start this. But so I think early in this year, I'm expecting. Oh well, I'll just talk about the team in general. I'm expecting a big jump from Justin Herbert. Maybe not, and it may not just be production wise, but taking the next step into when he picks his spots to be aggressive, because I think that's been the biggest knock on him so far. Where, like, you can literally just look at the playoff game they lost. The second half, you threw 45 passes for 20 yards or whatever it was. Like, your yards per attempt were so low, you might as well have been running the football. But coming in with this new OC, was leading offense with Dak Prescott. Now you have Justin Herbert, all these weapons, 2 great wide receivers minimum, 1 great running back minimum. That's before you even get in the door. Defensive-wise, 2 great pass rushers minimum, all-pro safety, great corners, Asante Samuel Jr. coming to his own. I think they will have all the talent. It's so hard to pick for the Chargers because it's kind of like picking for the Clippers, where it's like, man, boy, if they were healthy, boy, like, man, if the Chargers were healthy, like, but they're never healthy. Justin, like they're so unhealthy. The only reason Justin Herbert ever started because their team is unhealthy. Like, it's just something they carry around. I think in the first 8 or 9 weeks they'll get off to a hot start though. Mm-hmm. I think they'll beat Miami. I think they'll beat Tennessee. They should lose to Minnesota because I don't think they'll go off to a 3-0 start, especially a game in Minnesota. They'll beat
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock early kickoff. Kirk Cousins cooked. The Vegas, they're gonna beat them. But what's kind of concerning me is we got an early bye. And we don't got like a week 7 bye. They got a week 5 bye. So after week 5, you're playing 13 weeks of football in a row for a team that can't stay healthy. And coming out that bye, you very well may lose to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick you to beat the Cowboys. You're going to lose to Kansas City at least once, so let's get the one out the way on the road. Bears, you'll beat the Bears. So up into the Jets game, I got them maybe 1 to 2 losses, really.
Okay. I'm right on board with you, bro.
Yeah.
I would just go ahead and say at end of the day, I have them around 12-5.
Okay.
So I think they're going to, like I said, I think they're going to have a really good season. I think the Chiefs will be 1 game better than them, so they won't get the bye. But I do think they're a playoff team as long as they stay healthy, like you said.
Yeah.
I'm definitely concerned about their health. But I think at every skill position, you're going to walk into the game saying, we're as good or better than you.
Yeah.
At quarterback, I'm as good or I'm better than you.
Right.
Other than, Patrick Mahomes. But
literally,
wide receiver core, I'm as good or I'm better than you. I think their offensive line is okay. I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's a good enough offensive line to give him just in time to throw. Austin Eckler, top 5, top 7, top 8 running back in the league. And on the defensive side of the ball, that's where I'm more worried about them than the offensive side of the ball. I definitely think they'll be able to score points. And we talk about Justin Herbert losing the 27-0 point lead, but that defense gave up the points. So it's like
first 4-score lead blown in the playoffs, a 4-possession lead without a turnover. There was no punt blocks. There was no pick six. You were literally punting the ball off, getting scored on. Back to back possessions.
Yeah, so I am expecting this year for them to be a little bit better. You still got Khalil Mack over there. You got Joey Bosa over there. Hopefully they can stay healthy. I like their running linebacker, Kenneth Murray Jr. I like him. J.C. Jackson. I sometimes Samuel Jr. on the outside. During James at safety. They have the personnel to be good. But dude, like you said, I think the LA Clippers is a fucking perfect comparison.
Yep.
Because, like you said, their health, and they always have the guys. We're talking about since CP3, dog. They've always had the guys. It's always just been health or bad luck.
It's Phillip Rivers, bro. The Chargers were the only team
Damn,
have number 1 offense in the league, number 1 defense in the league, and not make the Super Bowl.
bro. Like
At the same time. Like, they had that on one field. Couldn't make the Super Bowl.
LT Sean Marion. You had what's the boy name?
Antonio Gates,
Antonio
Phillip
Gates,
Rivers,
Phillip Rivers, my dog
Casey
Antonio
Hayward.
Cromartie, Casey Hayward.
Yeah.
Bro, like they had real
it's
teams over
talent
there.
in
They
there.
had some crazy Madden teams,
Yeah,
dog.
no
like
cap. Michael Turner. Shout out to the
Michael
Falcons.
Turner,
listeners.
like
you niggas thought I ain't know. Yeah.
But man, I expect them to be the year where they are competitive. I think they will be threatening on the line of the AFC Championship. I don't think they'll get there because I already have my teams picked. But I think they'll be very good this year. And like I said, I think Justin Herbert will be over close to 5,000, if not over. I think he'll throw about 35 to 45 touchdowns. Like I think he's going to have an amazing season.
Yeah.
But playoff-wise, which isn't important right now, but playoff-wise, I don't think they'll fare too well then. But this regular season, I'm expecting a lot from them. I am. If they don't win over 12 games this year, I will be disappointed. I think this season is a disappointment.
Oh, no, if they don't win 12 games.
Fighting for a 7th or 6th or 7th spot for the playoffs this year, that's a disappointment for the Chargers.
If they don't win 12 games, this will be Brandon Staley's last season. But I'm glad you said that because, like, the AFC, just kind of to wrap it up to the end of the show, like, life's just not fair.
It's not.
Life's just not fair,
not
bro.
fair, bro.
Like, this would be easily, like really think about it. Second best team in the NFC.
Like, so easily.
Easily.
You would be Chargers, Eagles, NFC Championship, book it.
Yeah, like your competition would be like maybe the 49ers could find a QB.
Yeah.
Even if they do, maybe. Yeah. But in the AFC, bro, 12-5 may get you that 6 seed. Like 12-5 might be like, all right, we're going on the road to Baltimore. What? Like, okay, because you're not gonna win the division.
No.
So you won't be a top 4 seed no matter what. And that's just, like you won't be the top 4 seed. And what's the reason? Like, I got a good idea. I know what we'll do like closer to the NFL season, but life's just not fair. Like, if every 1 year goes well in the AFC, 12-5 you can miss the playoffs. Realistically, like if the Jets are really really good, that's
Jets
12-5.
12-5.
If the Jets, Bills,
Dolphins, Chargers. We're missing the team.
Ravens, Bengals, Browns,
and
we didn't even say the Jags. Someone has to come out that division.
Jags,
Yeah.
and Tennessee.
Bro, like there are like it may not
That's
be enough.
crazy,
like
bro.
it really may not be enough.
And the Broncos in your division.
Yeah, literally.
Like that's a lot of good teams. That's a lot of teams that can win 10 games.
Yeah, easy.
And that's scary.
And it's scary for a team that's always hurt.
Yes.
Because like a twisted ankle, 3 weeks. That's enough.
Bro, fuck it. 2 weeks, bro.
Yeah, literally.
2 weeks, bro.
No margin for error for real.
No.
Hopefully they did get a break at the schedule. Hopefully if the Chiefs are 17, 16 and 0, they rest their starters that last game. You might get a free one.
Oh God.
Might get you a cheap one for real.
Yeah, so that's really it. Like you hoping you get one for the Chargers, but that end of the schedule, we didn't talk about that. The end of the schedule, Jets, Lions, and then you get the Packers. I think you're way better than Packers, but Jets, Lions, Ravens, Patriots, who are the Patriots defense, Broncos. Then you get the Raiders, who I think you'll beat, but the Bills, Broncos, Chiefs. That's a tough 8 weeks.
And the reason it's
a tough 6 weeks.
And you know, I'm glad you brought that up because let me piggyback off you. Look at the coaches you're playing from week 12 to week 18.
Yeah.
Super Bowl winning coach, John Harbaugh. Super Bowl best coach ever, Bill Belichick. Super Bowl winning coach, Sean Payton. Skip to Vegas. Buffalo, great defense. Then you're back to Sean Payton, Super Bowl winning coach.
And then the best player ever.
And
Andy Reid. With Andy Reid.
And all those teams are playing playoff football the last 6 weeks of the season. Those teams, even in your division, where division games are always hard.
Yep.
And I like Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley's at best the third best coach in that division.
At best.
On his best day.
On his best day.
The third best coach. Maybe.
We being mean to Josh McDaniel.
That's what I'm saying. Josh McDaniel's got a couple rings.
Yeah.
Like Josh, on it, but he's a bad head coach.
He's a bad head. He's not a good head coach. That's not his bad.
Shout out to Josh McDaniels, man. I don't know why you deviated from the plan, bro.
But
you just had to wait on Bill for real.
Just had to wait on Bill.
Just wait, bro.
Just wait, bro. But it's Vegas.
Yeah.
He moved to Vegas.
That's a fact.
He moved to Vegas. Like, be for
He got a good contract too.
He got a crazy contract to move to Vegas.
Yeah.
From Boston. Like,
Man.
come on.
Oh, we lost. Dang.
I got $100 million and I got to move to Vegas. Yeah. Oh no. And I'm gonna get fired and still get all my money. Yeah. Oh no.
We lost. No. But man, I think that's it.
Yes, episode 46. Yeah, episode 46.
The AC on today. It's not as hot.
Yeah, it's not as hot today. Yeah. I started laughing and so I started sweating, but I'm good now. But yeah, great show. We will be back next week. Will we? Yeah, we'll be back next week, and we'll have more picks, of course. Like we said, please subscribe. Thank you for listening. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Quavo. Shout out to Takeoff. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the Migos in general for what you did for us as niggas that was in college in 2014, 15, 16. Dude. So shout out to the Migos.
Can't say enough about it for real.
I still want to have a conversation about where we are in rap. We're just going to get to it when we get to it, though, because that's an easy conversation to have. New things coming on the way, new content coming on the way, and I appreciate y'all for sticking around. Y'all be safe. Subscribe.